Hey everybody, this is Cindy over at Paper Old and New. How you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. Glad you stopped by. We are doing episode 10 of Making with My Mess. I was inspired, I was watching videos and I came across one by, I'm going to get this right, Sunset Crafts and More. I will try and find it again and link it in the description box. She was doing different things with these Tim Holtz cards. I don't know if any of you have them. They come in 3 sizes. So you get these tall ones that are 6 by 3. You get these ones that are 4 by 3. And then you get these ones that are 3 by 2. So they layer really well. And she had a whole bunch of crafts that she was doing with them, and I kind of got inspired to pull mine out and play with them. So we're going to try making a couple of things. The first thing we're going to try and make is a little tab booklet. Now, I've never done a tab binding before, but I watched her do it. It doesn't look hard. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but we're going to see how I do with it. So let's get started. So one of the things that she did was she took cards, and she took one card and she made a pocket out of a smaller card that fit on there. So if this is the 4 by 3, if you take the 2 by 3 and turn it horizontal, it fits on there perfectly to make a little pocket. So we're going to cut a notch and we're going to ink it. This isn't all my cards. I'm not trying to get too ambitious. I don't necessarily know that there'll be a lot of decorating, really. This is those Tim Holtz cards, and they're really kind of, I mean, I don't want to say pre-decorated, but they're very collage. So that's not to say that you can't decorate them. I just hadn't really thought about it until now, until I came on here and I was like, oh, what about decorating? Yeah, well, you know. Well, let's see how far we get with the building, and then we'll worry about the decorating. Because these little books, she actually made a little tab booklet, and it kind of inspired me to play with it, try the tab binding, and maybe, and I tried something else that I want to show you. It's a little folio trifold thing, and we're going to make that too. And those will be, I thought they were really kind of fun. So let's clip this one, and this is going to be our back cover. Something I did find, they're not a perfect fit, but I have some Project Life cards that are almost the same size as this 4 by 3 card. So we're going to use them as the inside pages for this little booklet. And I had never really, I think I've seen one other person do a tab binding, but I didn't really think about trying it because they were doing it on a big book and it looked really intimidating. And I was like, So I didn't try it, but she did it on something small. She made it very simple, very easy instructions. She made the point to say, you know, you can, with this binding, you can join all kinds of, you know, cards and pieces of paper and stuff, because you don't have to worry about folding them and have to sew them into a signature. So it's kind of a neat alternative, I think. I don't know that I would tab bind something large. That's a little ambitious for me at this point, but I mean, you could. And I think people have done whole journals. So, you know. All right, now I will say this. I don't trust washi tape enough to use it as my tabs. I am going to do something that's probably going to be a little more time consuming than her tab bindings. So we're going to do the first couple of pages, and then I might, I don't know, let me see how long it takes me. So these are my Project Life cards, and as you can see, they are almost the same size. They might actually, if I sit them down here, they are 4x3. Their curves are just a little bit, they have a bigger curve on their corners. So basically, if this is going to be, let's see. Yeah, that's going to be our front, and this is going to be our back. Okay, and in between, we're going to have these. And I figured you could journal on these, so, you know, oh, let's do, maybe we'll put that at the back, like the last thing you see when you get to the end of the book. This here and this here. Okay, so let's do it like that. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to glue 3 tabs on here. I am doing mine with lace. So you're going to put 1 at the top. She used fabric tape, which I think probably works a lot better than washi tape. But I don't have any fabric tape, so we're just going to use fabric and glue. So we're going to put our tabs on. So we'll put 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. And 1 in the middle. Like that. And this is kind of a scalloped lace, so I can kind of judge same distance. You know what I mean? And once that Fabri-Tac sets, it holds them pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be my first set. All right, and then we take this card, and it's going to go this way. So we put the tabs on this side, right? I hope. Now, they have to go in between these. So there and there. Like that. And then, here. I think they're supposed to go on the front. I'm not totally positive, so like I said, we're going to see if this works. But I think it's supposed to get glued to the front of the card, and then when you fold it around, I hope. Oops, no, what pile did I take that out of? This one, I think. Okay, and then this one goes... I feel like I'm overcomplicating the where to put them thing. But it's probably a lot easier if you're just using tape. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm going to do all my tabs, and then we'll try and do the wraparound thing with the folds. I hope. So this one's going to get 3 then. So again, we're going to do top. So we could do 1 at the top. One at the bottom. And 1 in the middle. Whoa. It's sticking to me. I'm getting glue everywhere, guys. Where's my... Okay. And then this one gets 2. And then this one gets none, maybe? This might be an easier way to do this. Okay, so this probably would have been the smarter way to do it. Line them up next to each other and then put this in the space. See, guys, I figure it out eventually. You just have to give me a minute. Okay, and then this one would go in this space. I feel like once you start folding them around, they don't have to be like exact. I just hope I have them on the right spots. Okay, so we put these together and then we fold these tabs over. Uh-oh. My lace may be too wide. See, it's catching on itself. Well, let's see how it goes. We're going to give it a shot and see how we do. So, okay, that's one. See, this takes a little bit longer than tape. But I get the feeling you're going to get the same effect. I mean, I don't think this doesn't work. It's just a little more work. Okay, and then we'll do right there. I also didn't make my tab bindings so that, oops. I also didn't make my tab bindings so that as you go down the book, I mean, because of the width of this lace, as you go down the book, it's going to kind of be a solid line, so to speak. I'm just hoping that it doesn't interfere with the folding because these laces overlap each other. I'm hoping that it doesn't interfere with the opening and closing of the pages. So that's what we'll be testing. So then that one will go here. Because what might end up having to happen is I might end up having to cut, like trim the edges of the lace, which I hope I don't, because first of all, I think it'll hurt the integrity of the lace. Okay, and then this one goes here. So you're alternating 3, 2, 3, 2, right? So now we're going to bring the 2s across to the back of this one. And I'm going to bring this through the middle. It's also pulling at it like it doesn't want to let it glue down. Okay, and then this one through the middle. Yeah, they're definitely getting in each other's way. Okay, guys, just to make a note, don't use stuff that's so wide. I mean, I think I'm going to be all right, but in the same token, it's definitely interfering. I'm going to hold this for a second just because. Oh, by the way, sorry about I've been coffee dyeing paper like mad upstairs. So you have to excuse my coffee stained fingernails and whatnot. I'm wondering if I could just take a snip right there. And maybe snip it. I'm not going all the way in, I'm just going in enough to make it so that that lace lays inside that lace. Okay. All right. And then this one, and then yeah, I don't think we're going to need one for that. I don't need to put tabs on that, I mean. So we're going to lay this one down. And we're going to bring these through. This actually, even with the gluing, this hasn't really, I mean, it hasn't been horrible. And take a snip right there and set that lace inside there. Yeah. I don't think it's going to make it come unraveled or anything, so I think we're all right. I would have liked to have ended on 3 tabs, but I've never put one of these together before, so I guess you need an even number of pages to do that. And I suppose I could throw another one in here. I mean, I have a whole stack of them. But I'm not overly worried about it. Let's just get it together and we'll see. I'll see if I want to make any modifications to. Well, I guess actually I can't, because once I get it together, this is in and that's the cover, so. Oh wow, this one really overlaps. I might have cut that up too high. I didn't really think about the width of the lace when I picked it. I was like, this will work. I can cut little bands out of this. Which is true. I mean, I cut little bands out of it. Come on, stick. I've got glue all over my fingers again, guys. Okay. So far, let's see if we're working okay. Okay. Look, it works, guys. It's a bit of a mess, but also her tabs were tighter to her pages. I made my tabs too long. So that's another thing. Like, there's a gap. But it's working. So I suppose I do have 3 ready. So I suppose I could get another card. Let's see what we got in here. I got this one that looks like notebook paper. It's got kind of fun that don't match at all. What is this one? Oh, that's fun. What about that one? Ooh, especially if the polka dots. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. That wasn't too bad. All right, so for this one, we're doing top, bottom, middle. I keep forgetting I have that. It's my little thing to keep my hands clean, which I keep not using. Okay, and then middle. And then I'll get 3 tabs on the back cover. I don't know why I wanted 3 tabs on the back. I just feel like it's more finished. So, like that, and then these will come through here. Oh, Lord. That one there, and this one here. All right, let's get them glued over. Okay, so what have I learned from my first tab book? Don't make your tabs so long. Don't make them so wide. So all in all, my tabs were too big. They were too wide this way. And they were too long the other way. I could have used little pieces like this. I mean, it would have been really difficult to work with, I think, just because they're so small. But I think I could have used that. Okay, and then this one on here. Now I will say this does leave room for if you wanted to try and put extra pages in here or add a notepad or something. If you did something that added bulk, you have space. Okay, and then this is our back cover. Okay. We'll start down here at the complicated one. See how it's folded? Maybe I should clip it. Let's see. There. Okay. So this will be the back cover, and this will be, I mean, done as far as put together. This I might decorate. Like if I was gonna do something with this. I say if, like I'm not gonna do anything with it now that I've made it. I would decorate this. At least a little bit on the inside pages. Now, if you don't have, like I had Project Life cards that just happened to be the right size. Obviously, if you don't have, you can use more of the Tim Holtz cards. I want to say that over at Sunset Crafts and More, I missed her name, so I apologize for that. But what she did was she just took some of her, she took more Tim Holtz cards. I want to say she made hers like 4 pages or something like that. She took more Tim Holtz cards and she just glued journaling page to them. So they were journaling. She made the Tim Holtz cards into journaling pages. Okay, so there is our little booklet. And I really like the way they turn out. I don't know if I will like do anything to make that closer. I don't know. I almost feel like I should run some stitches through it or something. I don't know. But you get the idea of what a tab book could be. And it's something you can do with these Tim Holtz cards and Project Life cards if you have them. If you don't have Project Life cards, like I said, the measurements on these are 3 by 4. And you can cut cardstock, scrapbook cardstock. I don't know if I would try to do this kind of binding on paper. I suppose you could. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. But yeah, it's got a lot of space. Mine does anyway, because I put the, see what I mean about too much space? So I don't know. We'll have to see. If I pinch this, will it still open? It does. I might put some stitches through here and kind of decorate the back spine with something. I have to wait and see how I feel about that. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you, and I'm hoping that we can get this done relatively quickly, was this little folio thing. Now, this was the stacked pocket that she made. And I thought to myself, well, what if we made it into a little flip book that you could tuck into a pocket, or you could glue it. I mean, you could glue it. If I was going to glue it, I would probably clip a notch right here and make that a pocket. So we're going to make this. Now, I have a bunch of these cards up here, but I don't have any long ones. So I'm going to go into my box over here where I don't know if anybody knows this, but these are in groups of 3. All from the same. So like this is a group of 3. One of each size with the same designs on it. These are ones that I've already used one of the designs. So it's just missing. So we need 3 of the tall cards. Now, obviously you could make these any size. So if you wanted to do them with a small card, you could. But we need 3 of the tall cards. So maybe this one. I don't know. This is going to be hard, guys. I'm thinking this one, maybe the tree, maybe the birds. We've got trees, nests, and this birds. Is this the only birds I've got left? Also up here, do I have any birds? Just to make sure. No. All right, I just want to make sure this is the last of my birds. Oh no, I have this bird. Okay, let's look at these. I'm going to put these ones back in the box. Let's look at these and see if I can make this work. I like the nest and bird combination. So if we do a tree for one of the things, nests for another, and maybe one of the birds as our front cover. Let me look. That one or this one. Ooh, I really like that one. Okay, we're going to do that. Like that. Okay. Now we can still have this bird in here. I can use it. Ooh, look at that. I can use it as a pocket. Like, I can use that as my tall pocket there, which I actually kind of like. So let's do that. So let me snip it. I know, I've made more mess in my mess. So we're working with, let's get these out of the way so they're not in the way, confusing everybody's thoughts. I am going to need that piece. Okay. This is one of these that I cut in half long ways. And we're going to use that. Okay, so I need this. Snip. I've got my other one over here as a reference. Now, the reason I use the bird on the front is because this front one, I just did a tall pocket and I didn't put a small pocket on top of it, so there's nothing covering the bird. For the one in the middle, I did a tall and then a short, so we're going to be covering up some of the tree. Now, if I really wanted to, I could do that, and then none of the tree disappears. And I can just put a do something like that. Want to do that? I don't want to do that. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Wait. This one. I want to do this on one of these. Maybe this one. Sorry guys, I know I'm all over the place. I didn't predetermine my pockets, so I'll end up, unless I turn that upside down. What about that? Oh, wait, there's a little one under here. Okay, let's do that. We'll put all this stuff up here, and we'll get this out because we're going to need it. Wait, what did I have on the back of here? Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's clip and ink, and then we'll glue. For this one, I only have to do a little over halfway down because the bottom of it's getting covered by another one. So I don't have to take the time to ink down too far. And ideally, and what I did before was I put these two together and then clipped them so that they would line up. I'm sure you've seen that. I just was getting a little ahead of myself. So we have that, and I don't know that this matters. Maybe that way. Let's clip this. Well, I'm about to clip it, so that's the way it's going. I know this is black. On the colors, the ink shows up, but the edge of the card is also white where it got cut away from the rest of its sheet. And I've noticed that it really does make a difference. So, all right, let's glue down all of our pockets. Kind of mass assembly line. Get all of our cards done. And then we'll put the whole thing together. I must have gotten a little piece of, I got a little piece of glue clogging up the works. Tell you what, that Fabri-Tac does not like being left unattended for very long. Okay. So yeah, she was doing these. She does like 5 different little cool little projects with these. And it kind of inspired me to pull mine out. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to make a little booklet. So, you know, thanks to her, like I said, I didn't catch her name. I'm sure she said it because we usually all introduce ourselves. I'm sure she said it and I just forgot. And I apologize for that. But I thought this was great because these have been sitting in a box since I bought them. I think I've used a few. And it was in the little scrappy books that we made for Roxy's weekly challenge. I say that like everybody's participating, but I know you know what I'm talking about, so. I used a few of these to decorate some pages there. And that's about it. They've been in my box. And I saw her doing this and I was like, hey, that's a making from my mess video. Because these are definitely part of my mess. Part of your stash, part of your mess, whatever you want to call it. I hope if you guys are, you know, have mess, you know, you're pulling stuff out, crafting along with me. I know I haven't gotten into the habit, and I apologize for this, guys, in the beginning of these videos, letting you know what materials we're using. I kind of had them all laid out on my desk, but I know that, you know, I should probably mention, and I didn't, and I'm sorry. But I hope you guys kind of got the idea if you wanted to try these. And if you watch through, a lot of times what I do when I'm doing, if I'm going to do a craft along with somebody, I watch the whole video through once. And then I put my ideas together for what I want to use to make whatever the end product is. And then I gather all my supplies and then I go back and watch the video again to make it. So I don't know if anybody else does that, but okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the middle piece and we're going to use this lace again because it's what I used to bind the last one and it worked really good. And this worked better than the tab binding. Well, I mean, the tab binding only didn't work because I cut them too big. And I haven't written it off yet. I am still seriously considering going upstairs and doing some sewing. Okay, so I'm going to flip this one over to its back. And see, like that pattern there, I can either cover it up with another piece of journaling paper, or this is one of those ones where I wouldn't mind gluing this in, because if I lost that, it's not, to me, that's not any big deal. So let me get this lace glued on here. So we're going to go down this side. Like that. And then we're going to put a strip of lace on here. You can use, you know, whatever you want to use to, you know, cloth, lace, ribbon, whatever you want to use to connect your cards. Okay, and then we're going to do the one down the other side. So this is my middle piece, so this gets 2. So get that one on there like that. And then what I'll do is we'll get this one. And it goes on like that. So we're going to glue along this side. Try and line up top and bottom. Uh-oh, I glued too far over. Oh well. I hear tromping feet. I think my husband's leaving to go get my son. Okay, do that one. And then we're going to do this one. So this one gets glued on this side. Hang on just a second. Sorry about that. I already had glue on here, so I glued it down. So I'm just gluing it down to the other side of this lace. Monica has come down for a visit. Say hi, Monica. Okay, and then what I did with this one, now see this folds this way and then this way. Okay, so you've got a little trifold with pockets. You've got a pocket here. You've got a pocket up here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. Now the next thing I'm going to do, and what I'm going to need this little, what do I do with it? What I'm going to need this for is we're going to make a little pad. And I've got this set of, oh no, my hands, I died. I was coffee dying. My daughter said I still smell like coffee. My hands, I said something.
Smell like coffee.
I said something to them when I was down here because my hands look at that. I look filthy. Okay, so we're going to cut this to fit. It needs to be cut right about here.
As a not coffee lover, I don't approve of the whole house smelling like it.
Too bad. I still have to go upstairs and dry paper. I have found when I want to quick make coffee dyed paper, I have found that dyeing a whole bunch of paper and then using an iron, because we don't use the iron for anything else, using an iron to dry it is much faster and less expensive than baking it in the oven. So uses less electricity. So I've been using my iron to dry paper, and I am making a ton, which is why my hands look like this and the house smells like coffee. Okay, so.
Still not appreciated.
Okay, shush it. All right, so we're going to put a little flippy pad right here, and I am going to get my stapler. The staples are going to get covered up, so these ones happen to be pink.
Why?
Okay, so we're just going to glue this down. I actually have my hot glue gun on, so I'm going to use that just to make sure that it stays. And my hot glue is tea colored because I left it on the other day and it burned my glue.
Oh, and it smells weird.
So now I have tea colored glue. Okay, so now we're going to put that down, and then I'm going to use the piece of, see, it's one of those cards, and I took one of these and I stuck it on here and I cut it that way to get the marble back. And we're going to glue this down on here as the pad top. Okay. Now we just trim the lace and we're done. Actually, one more thing. I forgot. So we have the little folio like this, and it closes over. And the only other thing I did was on this one, when I made it, that is folded inside out. That's why it was confusing me. I put a little opening tab on here, and then you flip it open and same thing. Okay, so we're going to take a little piece of lace. Did you take my lace?
No.
Give me my lace.
I don't have your lace.
What did you take? My daughter's stealing stuff off my table.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we're just going to put this on here.
I feel so disorganized.
I don't need you to do that.
I make you feel even more disorganized.
Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and then I'm thinking about, since these are the outside,
I didn't do nothing.
and we're going to put some right in here, and we're going to put this little tab on here.
I'm so funny.
She's amusing herself. Okay, so that's that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a button. Button. Who's got a button? Okay, we have two of these, so we're going to find a matching button, and then we're going to...
I could steal your lace.
We're going to end this.
Can add it to my stolen object.
Oops. Get out of there.
She adores me.
Okay, we're going to put a little bit of hot glue on this one and stick it on here.
Where do you even find all these buttons? Do you have them color coordinated?
No, I don't.
Find that quite offensive.
I want a clear one. That might be kind of fun.
It's like...
Although my glue is tea colored, so clear might not be a good idea. I also made this.
You have your tea colored clear.
That might be fine. Not right now. Button. Put that back. Where's the lid?
Ah. Wow.
I'm putting that
I
box
wasn't
away.
even stealing the buttons that time.
Oops. I need to be able to see, so don't go. I thought I saw.
Do you like collect buttons or something? This isn't even.
This one has a nub of thread or something in it, which is making it stick up funny, so I'm gonna have to cut it out. It came in a jar like that.
This one's a mirror.
I know, but it was dumped into a jar like this, full of buttons that I got, and there you have it. Okay.
That one's also not a button. You have a lot of not buttons.
So we're gonna glue this down.
I'm going. Treasure
right there. I like the buttons. They add a little something extra. Okay, guys, so this was Making with My Mess. We did a tab booklet, which I'm going to have to mess with. I'm sure you guys will see it again, and I'll probably make more of these because I like them. I just have to learn how to do them better. So we did a tab booklet, and we did these 2 folios. And I want to say thank you to Sunset Crafts and More for the inspiration for these, and I will make sure to link her video in the description box below so you guys can go check out the little projects that she made, because she made 5 other things, so you guys can go check that out. And I will see you the next time I'm Making with My Mess. Bye bye, guys. Say bye, Monica.
Bye.